Hello again, I'm continuing to go through my camera collection, and this time I'm doing, well, Digicams as well, since I do have a lot of them. And this part of the collection is the cameras which I have actually used. They are tested, I know they work. Many of these cameras are my favorites. Other ones are not so much my favorites. The reason I'm doing this is because the cameras are becoming a bit too many, so I need to downsize the number. So of course I need to decide which ones do I want to keep, which ones are my absolute favorites, and which ones can I possibly get rid of. So yeah, or let's say get rid of is a bit maybe brutal to say, but sell I would do. Not just throw them away somewhere. Now, where to start? That is the question, of course, but it might be easiest if I start with the oldest cameras I have. For example, this Olympus C1400L from 1997. And yeah, it's the oldest camera I have, so it's not that super old or anything, but it's old enough. A very nice camera to use actually, 1.4 million pixels, and the image quality is quite nice on this one. This one I definitely want to keep because I want to shoot more with it, and I do like the older Digicams 90s, like early 2000s, more than the later ones. The second oldest camera I have is a Mavica, and this is an FD91. Of course I would love to have more Mavicas, but I don't actually use it that often. Now and then I take it out and take some pictures with it. I definitely should use it more because I do enjoy it, and actually this was the camera, or the Mavica was the camera which sort of got me started with getting interested in vintage digital cameras, because I saw some videos featuring Mavicas, and well, I thought it was a fantastically interesting idea to use floppy disks as storage. So yeah, and I have a disc inside here, and I wanted to, well, get one, but I couldn't really find one that quickly, so, or at least not locally, so I also got interested in using the other vintage digital cameras. So that's how I got started with this basically. The Mavica is the fault of it all. But no, it's a fun camera, and this I will definitely keep because I do enjoy shooting with it. I just need to shoot more with it. That's the problem having a lot of cameras, is like which ones do you actually use this time? I don't know, maybe I would actually be kind of happy with just these two cameras. Or no, I need more. 90s cameras is my third 90s camera, a Kodak. Quite a simple camera. Quite small for being a 90s camera. I think it's like 98 or 99, I'm not entirely sure. But it's definitely fun to use, and well, the number is DC 3800. Should always also mention the names, so it's more easy to check what I have later. Continuing with the 90s, this is an F505 from 99, I think. Quite nice Sony camera. It has 2 megapixels and a quite big zoom. One reason I really like these early digital cameras is because they have a lot of experimental designs. The design itself is very creative, like you can rotate the screen, and before the cameras were quite restrained by the physical format of the film, and now since you don't have any film you can do all sort of different experimental designs. It's quite a fascinating era in camera technology. Yeah, but this one of course I want to keep. It's a Sony, from my favorite era of Sony cameras. This was one of the first Digicams I found. I paid like €3 for it or something, but it did not come with a working battery or charger, so that I had to get, as well as the memory stick, and it took a while before I got some memory sticks. But yeah, this is one of my absolute favorites, the DSC S70. The photos have a superb vintage digital look to them. I also like the design with the lens here on the side, makes it very stylish. Also the silver body. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites, which I will keep. I'm keeping all my cameras so far. Another Sony, the DSC S50, also known as the backrooms camera, but when I got this camera I did not know, or it was not known, which camera was the backrooms camera. Or later in the same month that I posted my video about this camera, it was revealed, or the backrooms camera was found, so that was quite interesting coincidence. But yeah, this one is also one of my absolute favorites because it has very distinct early digital photos. Very nice look. I could actually put in some photos here and there, so I'm taking with these cameras. And it had this nice flip-up screen as well. I really like this one. much more than an optical viewfinder. And this one actually I have used quite a lot, so some cameras I do use more, and I tend to use these memory stick cameras more than the Mavica because, well, they are smaller, so they're easier to bring with you. Then we are advancing 1 year to 2001, and this is a Sony F707, used to be Army property, and that's the reason probably why it's so worn on the edges, but it's working fine. And this one is like the successor to the 505, and you have like the same swiveling screen. The lens is a bit bigger. You also have like night mode. Well, it basically has an infrared light, and it can remove the infrared filter in front of the sensor, so you can use a night vision. It's a feature which they took from their camcorders. So the thing is, I'm not actually using this camera so much because it has a bit too many megapixels, 5 megapixels, so it doesn't have the same nice vintage look as the older Sonys. So this one I could actually sell, but probably I want to make a video about it first. But I'll see about that. Or I don't know, I mean, if I'm gonna keep some cameras, it will be the early Sony, so this one is keep for now at least. Continuing with Sony, this is from 2001 as well, an S85. So the S85 is also a very nice camera. The design is not as nice as on the S70 because the lens is not on the side anymore, so it looks more like a 35mm film camera. It has 4.1 megapixels, slightly becoming too much already, but it still has vintage looking photos, so yeah, I do like it as well. Here is an Olympus, a C3040 zoom, very nice vintage Digicam as well. I do like it a lot. This one I can actually sell because I'm not using it that much and I prefer the Sonys anyway. Yep, very nice Olympus. I'll put it on the other side. This is a Nikon with a bit broken battery door, also from the year 2000. Also has this swiveling screen, but it's has more freedom than the Sony ones. Yeah, and this one I got it because of this basically. It's a fun feature, but I've not used it that much. I've taken it for a few shoots, and yeah, it's nice. It does have very nice grip, and you can rotate it like this, and yeah, I also use it as a TLR basically. I mean, it's a nice part of a collection because, yeah, 3.3 megapixels. Of course, I want to keep this because it's quite unique. The G5, one very classic camera as well, 5 megapixels, and it's filled with advanced features. You have a flippy tilty screen, very nice, and a nice lens at f2, fully manual settings, and yeah, it's a very advanced camera, but I'm not using it that much. It's not one of my favorites. I don't know why. I mean, it's a very nice Digicams. I guess I like the Sonys more, that's why, but I think I could actually sell this one. Well, continuing with Canon, this is one of my absolute favorites as well, the PowerShot Pro 1, and this is a very over-engineered camera. It has an, well, Canon L lens, and it also has the same or similar flippy tilty screen as the G5, but it has one feature which makes it way superior to the G5, and that is the electronic viewfinder. So it's actually much more easy to frame your photos and take photos with this. And it's also slightly faster than the G5, so it's much more usable. And by over-engineered, I mean this, you zoom by rotating this. This is like actually kind of unnecessary because it makes it difficult to use with one hand, because I mean I have to do something like that. There's not the typical like zoom switch. So, but yeah, it feels very luxurious, and it has a very good zoom range from 180 to 200. Yeah, so this one I like a lot and definitely keep. And I would recommend anyone, if they encounter this one for a good price, definitely try it out. Yes, let's continue with the Canon G series. G7, one of my favorites as well. Not because it's like vintage, because this one feels more like a modern camera. It's quite fast and snappy, let's say. And now it doesn't take pictures because I don't have a memory card inside, but it has a lot of advanced features, fully manual settings. You can use flashes and so on, and it has the nice ISO dial and settings dial. But yeah, even though it has some downgrades, it only has like a 2.8 lens compared to the G6 and G5. So still I do like it actually more than the G5, because it's a more usable camera. So this one I will definitely want to keep because it's a very nice camera to shoot with. And continuing with the G11, it's like the G7, faster, has a tilt flippy screen, and it should be better than the G7. I should like it more, but I don't, because it has some strange color interpretation. I don't like the colors the photos have. So yeah, it's a very nice camera, but this one I will definitely sell. And well, continuing with Canon, not quite the G series. This is an PowerShot XS 130 IS, and this one has, well, it has HD video, so that's quite maybe not unique, but it's not that common for CCD cameras to have HD video, so it can be quite nice for recording some, let's say, B-roll or something for some video. I have not really tried taking photos with it. I've done some video tests. Quite nice alternative to the G series as well, because you do have a lot of settings on it, also manual mode and whatnot. For now I will keep this, I guess, because I'm not ready with it. And I will continue with some other chunky Digicams. This is an Olympus C765 Ultra Zoom. It has a, well, ultra zoom lens, so you can zoom 10 times, and it has an electronic viewfinder, and this is a very enjoyable Digicam as well. Have not used it that much, but yeah, this I definitely want to keep in my collection. It's a nice camera. And 4 megapixels, so not too many megapixels either. The last of the chunky ones. This is a Konica Minolta image, I guess you're supposed to say. Digital image, I guess. Yeah, quite interesting design. And it has some kind of different type of viewfinder, like not mirror, but you can switch the LCD between the viewfinder and the back. It's a bit strange. I haven't used it that much. A few times I've shot with it. Could definitely be interesting for a video. Yeah, so I do like having strange cameras in my collection, so this one I would definitely keep. And 4 megapixels, so that's still nice. And well, ultra fast focusing, of course, that's something I will have to test at some point. But this one is still to the keep pile, which is growing and growing and growing. So let's continue with small Digicams. I have a lot of them, and these I have tested. I have featured most of these in some of my videos, not all, but most of them. So we can start from the corner. Casio Exilim. What number though? XC40. I don't have so much to say about it. I featured it in a night test video. Might go and do some day photos with it too. And I do need to clean these cameras better because some of them are quite dirty. It's quite disturbing. And since the light is so strong today, I see all the dirt and dust and everything. Long term, I think I could actually put this to sell, because I don't use these small Digicams that much, because for me they sort of fall in an in-between area. I prefer these older Digicams because they're more quirky and have a more distinct vintage look. And these, yeah, they're sort of, some of them of course have very distinct look as well, but they're not as striking as the older cameras. But yeah, and I have a lot of them, so it can be quite overwhelming to choose one to use. Here is a, well, HP PhotoSmart M425. I think I could just sell this as well. I don't have that much time. I cannot make videos about all of these cameras. I guess that was the idea at some point, that I would make videos of all of them, but I have to prioritize, and I do prefer these cameras over here. I made a video of quite a few of these already, but yeah, I don't have that much time to make reviews, so I have to prioritize a bit. But could sell this as well. It uses AA batteries, so it's preferable to sell the ones that use AA batteries and SD cards. And this one is an Olympus, and it uses not SD cards, so it's more difficult to sell. And yeah, it's a C180, quite basic Digicam, but still fun to use. I do like this era of Olympus cameras, so this one I will keep, because I'm not gonna be able to sell it anyway. And then we have, well, Leica, Panasonic camera with a Leica lens. It's very nice, uses SD cards and AA batteries. I don't know, I will probably do a video about this one, but I still will put it in the sell pile, because probably I will not make a video. And this is an Epson L300, very stylish, and also AA batteries and SD cards, so good candidate for selling. I have not only used it once for one test. So, and this one, Fujifilm, the only Fujifilm Digicam I have, well, let's say small Digicam. Actually, we'll have one which I forgot to mention, but that one I can take at the end. So in any case, yeah, this one is an quite early camera. It's not made by Fujifilm. It's a very cheap camera. It uses a very cheap CMOS sensor, so the photos look very funny as well. I can put some up here because it's quite interesting. This one I want to keep because, well, no one will buy it because it uses the, what are they called, smart media cards. Yeah, uses AA batteries, but this is a very fun camera to use to get very nightmarish photos, or let's say fever dreamish photos. And Pentax Optio 60 with broken shutters, or let's say lens cover. This one was the first Digicam I made a review about. Yeah, the first one I sort of bought also from a flea market, like €5. It came with a memory card as well. So very nice all-round Digicam. I guess I could sell it now, even though this lens cover is a problem, but yeah. Well, here's a Sony, a bit newer Sony camera. Uses memory stick, so not so easy to sell, but used it a few times in daylight, but for any, let's say, official test I did in as a night test. Let's continue. There are many Digicams here. XU60, this is fantastic. People do pay a lot for this, so I will sell this one. It's a bit very similar to the XU70, not as sharp corners, but sharp enough. Actually, I do prefer a bit more round designs on Digicams because they fit better in the pockets that way. And I actually have two XU60. Yeah, Olympus, a bit newer Olympus FE200 6 megapixels uses XD cards. But still, I could try to sell this as well. Continuing with a camera which I pulled from the trash. It's an Olympus MU400. It's missing the sliding cover on front. And this one I will not be able to sell because it also has XD cards and it's quite beaten up. So this one I will keep. Also like the image quality a lot from this camera. And it will go to my Olympus pile. Olympus MU500. Yeah, that one I will also keep because I do like Olympus Mu digital cameras, and again difficult to sell because you need to sell XD cards as well. And here's one definite classic, the XU70. It's a very nice camera. I made a few videos about it. Very stylish and iconic camera. Yeah, the image quality is not maybe the best, but it's typical for the time, like 2006. This one I think I will sell to Olympus X715. This one is actually one of my favorite small Digicams. Okay, it's a bit chunky actually, but still it's in the small category. And I do really like this era of Olympus designs. Even though this is a very basic, cheap Digicam when it was released, it has an image stabilizer, so it's good for shooting in dark areas without needing to use flash. So this one I like a lot. It will go to my Olympus pile. And continuing with Canon, this is an Xus 100 IS, way better than the XU70 because it has stabilizer and HD CCD video. Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, if I would keep one small Digicam, it would be this one. Continuing with HP, Photosmart R847. It has this sliding cover. It uses its own battery, and actually I've been sort of in the process of using this one. Where do I turn it on? Of course by sliding the cover. No, the battery is empty, but yeah, this one is quite nice. Not as nice as the Sony T series. I mean, it has some design problems, like a bit too big screen, and the screen is not that high quality. It's quite, let's say, unknown camera, unusual. Can make a review, I guess. And two cameras remaining, both Samsung. Red Samsung S715, nothing special really. Uses AA batteries and SD cards, so definitely to sell. And it's red, so I can charge extra for the color. Another Samsung which I will keep. This is the NV10. And I will not reveal more about this camera now because I have a review about it coming up soon. So I will talk more about it there. So subscribe and keep updated on my posts. This box is now empty, but I have some more. This Olympus camera C370, which I made a review of like recently. So can check that video. It's a very nice Olympus Air camera. I don't know, since it has a box, it do make for a nice bookshelf prop, so it can stay there, I suppose. The camera which I forgot to take out, Fujifilm S7000, a bridge camera. Not the most fun camera to use, but it's quite powerful, and it does have the Super CCD sensor. If you want a Super CCD camera for cheap, this is the one, because they can be fun for like 20 to 50 euros. And they are quite flexible cameras. It's a bridge camera after all, so you have lots of features, and the photos do look very nice from this camera. and keep or sell. Well, I have to make a video about this camera and hype it up so I can increase the prices and then I can sell it. No, that's not what I'm trying to do, but I do want to make a review, so it will go for now to the keep pile. Here's a camcorder. I guess I have to go through my camcorders at some point too. Yes, I have a bunch of camcorders, but not so many. They are under 10. But we are not quite ready yet because I have some modern Digicams as well. And this is a Canon G9X, and this is the only Digicam you will ever need. Okay, maybe not exactly. If you need 4K video, then it will not satisfy you, but it does have HD video, which is quite okay. And the amount of megapixels is like 16 or something, I think. Produces very nice photos. And the most important thing about it is that it has a 1-inch sensor, so it's a very big sensor. Canon X60. Okay, it's a little bit bigger, but sort of similar looking camera. It looks like a vintage camera, but it's basically outperforming modern smartphones. So, and this is the camera which I try to keep on me all the time because I can use it for both videos and photos, at least for personal use. So it's a very nice tool for that. Much nicer than a phone. I don't like taking pictures with smartphones. I mean, they have very powerful cameras and there's nothing wrong with using smartphones for photography, but I prefer cameras because they're much more usable. They have less distractions. You will not get like Instagram notifications while you're trying to take photos or any other notifications. You can focus fully on the photography. Well, anyway, let's finish up this video. Yeah, so to keep still quite a lot of cameras, but I want to test and sell some of them at least. This Fujifilm, even though it has the Super CCD, it's not so fun to use. Yeah, and to sell, well, it's still, it's a few. Yeah, but as a collection, this is not unmanageable, at least. Of course, I have the DSLRs as well, but that's for next time. So see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.